y'all. Oh my god. Oh man, that felt good.
You alright?
I'm shaking. I'm like shaking right now. Shaking as in like I'm excited to be back. Excited
There
to
we
be
go.
back live in a new place.
Home.
We're testing things right now. And I think things are going good.
Man, I think we look good.
Yeah.
I think you look good.
Uh-huh.
Sound good.
Sound
Feel
good.
good.
Feel good. Look good.
Hey, we here. Let's do it.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris, aka SSJ Blackrod, aka Mr. Muckluck, aka the last gamer standing. Ooh, damn, that sounds
like
good.
that.
That sounds good.
That's a
So,
bar.
and I'm here with the young bass Lord James, right?
Yo, it's still down there. Okay.
It's still there. Yeah.
Young bass lord in the house. What's going on? You already know. Thank you, bass guy. Thank y'all for listening. Yes, sir.
And then we also got Roddy. Roddy, what's going on? We have to give you some sort of like, because it's like me doing my intro, and then like James being the young bass lord, and then just Roddy.
Right. But you know, I will be the Hawkeye of the group, just the normal average dude. You know, I'm okay with that. I'm
like
fine
it.
with that.
Because he's also like the support beam, the rock.
Right.
You know?
Oh my God.
It all works.
You know, I brought it on myself, to be honest. But yeah, I think it works. It works.
And it's been like I said, it's been a long time coming. Episode 118 of your weekly podcast about video games and the industry and culture surrounding them. All right, see, I said
There we
it.
go.
I almost
There we go.
got me. But we're doing that live, damn it. We're doing that live. And man, what an episode to catch up on. We have some games that we've been playing since I think Thanksgiving. I think the last time we put out an episode was like maybe a couple of weeks before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, sounds right.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, at least for me, there's like a couple of games that I've been playing, and I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I'm playing games that are like actually gonna take forever to beat, which I think Rod, you're also doing the same thing right now. So,
Kind of, yeah.
So typically when we have like these catch up episodes, it's like, all right, here's like the 20 games I've been playing. Not this time. I feel like life has gotten us where we're all like, all right, I could maybe play this game or catch up on some sleep.
Yeah. Live life.
I'm winning, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Last Sunday was like the first day off I had in maybe about 10 days. So I was supposed
wow.
to like try to be productive. I was supposed to pack up some stuff, and I was like, you know what? I could just sit in bed and do nothing and like just catch up on Netflix shows or movies that I've been like, just hearing about, like the Kevin Hart True Story. People hate Kevin Hart. Like, it's a thing. Like, when I talk to people about this, I'm like, hey, do you like Kevin Hart or do you not like Kevin Hart? And if they're like, I could tolerate him, I'm like, all right, it's a decent movie. But then you have the people that hate him, just absolutely can't stand him. And I don't know what it is. I think some people, they get so big that people just start hating on him. Is that, what do you guys
That's a thing.
think? Okay.
It's 100% a thing.
I was gonna say,
Especially when you don't quite understand the appeal. It's why they're so big.
yeah.
It's so much easier to hate on them that way.
Like you're catching them, like they're already up here, and then you're just now hearing about it. That makes a lot of sense. Damn. Well, our movie aficionado Rod, what do you feel about Kevin Hart and his movies?
Oof.
Because he's been silent the whole time. I was waiting on like something. I was like some sort of cosign.
That was pretty dirty. I feel like I'm being set up right now. I mean, I don't really have like, I'll be honest, I don't have too much of an opinion on it, just because like, you know, when he does something, it's usually like the same thing. Like, he's like comfort food in a way. Like, you always kind of know what you're getting with a Kevin Hart production. I do understand that True Story. I haven't seen True Story, but I do understand that it's like a different role for him. He's played a few dramatic things in the past, but
I heard that Fatherhood movie was good. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that either.
this is Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So he's starting to like branch out. Now I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Fatherhood. I haven't seen True Stories. So like I haven't seen him in the couple of roles he seems to actually have branched out on. So I can't really speak to that. But I haven't really minded him. You know, I don't have like a vitriol like hate for him. Like I'm sure anyone who's popular does. But yeah, he's fine. I guess he's fine.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Very. We're still good, Kev. We're still good.
But I mean, before we jump into the video games, what have you guys been up to? Anything? Any update for the listeners?
I traveled a little bit for the first time since I mean obviously not anywhere like crazy, but like I left the state for the first time since this pandemic has started. So I guess almost 2 years, which is really crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a wild experience because I went to specifically I went to Kansas City, and I went to the airport, and I feel like I'm permanently broken, like socially. I think like I don't think I can be like in a crowd anymore and have it be normal. Like nothing feels normal anymore or good, like being around a lot of people, especially the people I don't know. Like, you know, I don't know what their status is, you know, I don't know how they feel about vaccines or anything like that. Like I have no clue. And this is all cropping up too around the time of Omicron, which at the time we're recording this is like, you know, super serious, or it's becoming serious.
It is
at least
serious, but can we talk about that name for a minute? Why?
Who chooses these names?
The Greek.
Well, no, I mean like for the variants.
I thought it was
like,
the Decepticons.
I listen. When I saw it, I thought it was some sort of like crossover that they were doing.
Right.
They were bringing coronavirus to it's like some sort of like Transformers movie
To Fortnite?
or my god. Yo, they should do that. Have like skins where the characters could like put on a mask. I
I'm sure
appreciate
it's a thing already.
I appreciate
sure
the
it's a thing,
game.
yeah.
I appreciate the games that like they have that as like a customizable option, where you can like have like a face mask.
I think the
Oh,
first one
yeah.
I saw was like Tony Hawk doing that.
Animal Crossing had
Yeah.
that as well.
Animal Crossing had it. Pokemon Go has
Nice.
it.
Did it really?
Yeah. So yeah. Shout out to the developers to like remind us that we're on a slowly dying planet.
Right. Yeah. So it's just really weird because then like traveling was weird. So I didn't like go out, and I still haven't gone indoor to to eat. So anytime like I get something to eat, it's either like gonna be outside or it's gonna be takeout or something like that. So at that level yet, but it is truly like change in a way that feels so bizarre, so strange. Like it's complete whiplash. Like I know we've talked about this like dozens upon dozens and upon dozens of times, but like sometimes I do have to take a step back and be like, you know what? It's okay. Like it's okay that like you feel this way. You being me. Yeah, it's okay you feel this way. It's normal. We are all going through it right now together. That was like a really big revelation for me, of just realizing that like nothing will be the same. Like things will forever be different, I think. And they don't have to always be bad. Like I don't think everything will be bad forever. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that, I think the way we look at the world and each other as far as like huge groups go, I think change for a lot of.
So what's crazy is that at this like very moment, Rod, I feel like me and you live in like different realities because like like I everything that you're saying it makes sense and I feel you, but being like working retail like that like
Yeah,
that feeling
we're in a different bubble,
that feeling like that was like maybe early 2020 where I was like, okay, the things are opening back up, people don't care about this, and like to now it's yeah, damn, that's crazy. Shit's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. Also, working in like the hospitality industry, Like I have people traveling all the time in and out now. Like we've almost forgotten about it. You see some folks with masks still, but everyone's like, I'm vaxxed up, I'm good. We out here.
Like if my life was like a TV show or movie, I think for me that point where I was like, yo, like these people really don't care about this coronavirus was, I think maybe I guess holiday season of 2020, maybe even a little bit before then, but like I specifically have this like repressed memory of, I feel like I'm standing in the middle of the store. There's at least like 40 people in the store and like 40 people in like a confined space. And like I felt myself sort of like pulling out of reality, and like I could if it was a TV show, you would like see me looking at the camera and it's like panning out. That's exactly how I felt.
Like, 'cause nothing feels, you were lost in the sea.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing feels right anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, damn, that's crazy. Like
that's Corona.
Yeah, that's coronavirus. So it seems like we lost Rod, but for the time being, we can sort of, I guess, jump into what you've been playing. And James,
okay.
Well, have you started off? What you've been playing?
So, I guess the biggest thing that I jumped into between this time of us talking was Demon Souls. I guess because we did the Elden Ring beta and we were gonna talk about that. And Roddy was gonna be here for that. It's gonna be awesome. But I kind of dove in for the first time, really just like went head first into a game, didn't look for directions, just kind of wanted to see what I could find. And the beta really scratched an itch, like scratched a bug for me. It caused a bug that I was like, I gotta go play some more type of Souls games. And then I remembered I had Demon Souls on the PS5. I've never really dove into a game like that before, and I just kind of went for it. And I get it. Like, dying's not so bad. It is a bit difficult at first, but once you understand, like the timing of things and what you should be doing and how your build works, it's a lot of fun. It's a really good game. So I guess Elden Ring is kind of like my gateway into the Soulsborne stuff. Oh, you're back, Roddy. Hello.
I just came back to that, guys. I have no idea what happened. Wow. Well, James, I have to say, like, I'm not even gonna use this as a time to like gloat. I seriously am not. Like, I'm just so happy. Like, you are. No, I mean, honestly, God, like, I'm just really happy that like what you said just now about like death is like it's okay. Like, it's okay to die a lot because it's not meant to be as a punishment so much as it is meant to be like a learning lesson. Like, you learn, like, Souls games are like one of the few games where I feel like when I die, I take something from that almost every time. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I fucked up.
Right.
Very rarely will I say, okay, that's shit. Of course, there's every now and then there's something where the deck is truly kind of stacked against you and you're like, all right, come on. But for the most part, the games feel fair in that regard. So I'm just really happy that like you've seen, I guess, what I've been saying for like, and me and a lot of other people have been saying for like a while. So that's really cool to hear your experience with that.
Yeah, I guess it was kind of like a psychological thing, honestly. Just to realize that, like, and this is something you can just take into life. It's okay to suck at first. Like, whatever it is time. Whatever you're starting something new, whatever venture that you're going into, it's okay to be bad. You're gonna be bad if it's not like an innate thing for you. But like, you just keep trying. You try different things. You adapt and you grow.
And if you are bad, you have help. People can help you. And that's so cool. Like, I love the fact that like the multiplayer, the co-op is in there, and they don't say like this is easy mode, but like, and I'm not gonna say like co-op is easy mode, but it is an easier mode. It's a way to like lift that difficulty squarely off of your shoulders, and you can cleverly use someone else to like pull aggro, attack together, things like that. Which I think is just really, really neat.
I need to try that because I haven't like summoned anybody yet. I think the only multiplayer interaction I've had is the is it the old monk?
Yeah. Oh shit. So you're already in Latria, like at the very end of Latria.
Yes.
Wow. So wait, how far have you played now?
So I've been bouncing around the realms. I guess I don't know how far I am per se. But I've just been kind of looking for magic artifacts. I'm a magic build.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard that was that head wrap was something I wanted to go after, so I just kind of went for it.
Okay. So you already, if you got to the old monk in World 3 in Latria, then you've passed Maneater, right?
Maneater is the...
So that's the boss that appears kind of on that in Latria, it's like 3-2, I want to say. It's like a very thin platform, stone platform.
Oh yeah, the flying guy. Yes.
Yes, and then there's like 2 of them that come up.
Yeah, I beat him.
So first of all, if you were able to beat that, you beat that solo?
Yes.
Okay, you're a fucking badass. Like, I don't want you to ever be like, oh, these Souls games are too hard. No, like, you're a fucking badass. Maneater is one of the hardest bosses, in my opinion, in the Souls games. I know a lot of people say Demon Souls isn't like that hard, and I agree to some extent, but there are a few bosses that make that game like really difficult. Maneater is one of them. That's one of the bosses where I think From went like almost a little overboard. But the fact that you soloed them is impressive.
I guess the fact that you add in the second boss is kind of cheap.
That's what it is, yeah.
But by the time he's shown up, the first guy was so low, I just focused him, so it wasn't so bad. It almost just felt like a second phase as opposed to more of like
no, never mind. I was gonna say because like I like at some point was like playing Demon Souls as well, and I'm trying to remember what boss I got stuck on. I think Rod, were you there?
It wasn't Tower Knight, was it?
It might have been.
Yeah,
that's like the first boss.
I was watching when you. It's like technically the second after the Phalanx.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Phalanx being those slimes with the shields around them. I did watch you beat them, and then you went past the dragon, and then the Tower Knight was like the giant dude in the silver armor.
Yeah.
In the courtyard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I gave up.
So yeah, like Maneater's tough just because like you're dealing with 2 bosses basically on a very thin platform that you can roll off of at any time.
Yeah.
And when I went through that game earlier this year, I rolled the fuck off that like at least 20 times. And I almost summoned somebody to help me because like I was having such a tough time. But now I do think it's a tiny bit easier with magic because you use ranged attacks, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I didn't have any ranged whatsoever, so I was just banging my head against the wall, going like, "What the fuck? Like, what do I need to do?"
I see how that could be more difficult for sure.
But even so, like the fact that you still handled it, especially solo, is magic or no magic, super commendable. I'm not even being sarcastic at all. Like that is so cool, and that makes me just makes me so happy inside. Good job, man.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Getting kudos from the Soulsborne guru. I'll take it.
Man, so what do you think of like the technical aspects of Demon Souls, like the way that it uses the controller, the graphics? Like this was a launch title for the PS5. Was it a showcase for you, or was it kind of not all that impressive at the end of the day?
I think that had I dove in when I first got the PS5, I would say it was definitely a showcase. But at this point, I feel like I've gotten accustomed to how beautiful games look on that system. That it wasn't like breathtaking, but there were definitely been times when I've sat down and I was like, I'm glad I waited to play this on PS5.
Yeah,
because I remember wanting to play this on PS3, and I walked past it plenty of times. It's like, maybe not. But enough to go back and see like comparison videos. This game is gorgeous.
So, for you, what do you like? What like tops graphically on the PlayStation 5 for you? Like, what's been that game where you're like, man, we're in next gen?
I still stand by Ratchet and Clank as one of the most gorgeous games on the system. Kena Bridge of the Spirits, I think is another like Pixar-esque video game, which makes no sense. I don't get how they did that. Miles Morales, hair textures for the win. Thank you.
Yeah, that got me.
We're making progress.
Yeah.
I guess Demon Souls is up there too. Just as like the medieval classic like swords and dragons kind of game. Looks really good.
They've got some good lighting in that game, I think. It really shows off well, especially in that first area. And Latria, especially for being such a dark part of the game, it still comes off really, really well, I think.
Yeah, like you can see the faint glows of the Cthulhu monsters. I forget what their actual names are, but like that kind of stuff. It's the details. It looks really nice.
Yeah. Damn. I really want to just like sit down and like share play a Demon Souls session with you. I gain so much enjoyment from like watching people I know play Souls games. It's wonderful.
Well, do that then. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do that. Maybe even like do a Bloodborne run or something. I know you played Bloodborne, but like we've got to play Bloodborne now.
Yeah, I've never finished it, so we got to do that.
Perfect.
If we ever get that PS5 remaster, re-release, up whatever.
Man,
they're bugging with that. I bet you they have like there's like a button that they can hit to release that, and they're not doing it.
They're just not doing it.
Yeah.
Like we're getting God of War on PC before we're getting Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Why?
Wow. There is one other thing I do want to ask you. So I know we're probably going to talk about Elden Ring in a bit, but just really quickly, you mentioned that playing Elden Ring made you go to Demon Souls. What was it specifically about like Demon Souls that made you stick with the formula? Because Elden Ring, it feels a lot like Souls, but it's so different. Design philosophy and a lot of things that it's trying to do. Like you clearly were able to hop over those hurdles. I guess I'm just curious, like, what did it for you, really? Like, I'm just curious.
I think curiosity is the answer. It's just kind of that Breath of the Wild feeling, that Skyrim feeling. Elden Ring gives me that. Of just like uncertain of what's going to be around each corner, how I'm going to handle each situation. Like every encounter is its own puzzle. Every piece of the land is its own puzzle. And I just kind of wanted to see if I could get more of that from the previous games.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
Cool.
that's a good one.
Awesome. Well, I'm super happy to hear that.
I am too. I'm glad I didn't waste my money on this game. I'm enjoying it. I need to get back into it. But I got sidetracked by another game that doesn't seem to have an ending. Avengers is back in my life because they brought Spider-Man out finally.
Did they?
You know I had to look.
Did they though?
Well, yeah, I mean he's there. And honestly, the combat in Avengers is still fantastic. But the thing about Spider-Man in this game, the first thought I had was this feels like a less polished Insomniac Spider-Man. And I think that's just a product of just like a result of the game and what it has to be for so many different things. There's no way to truly like dive in and polish a character out the way that he should be. But even just like the small things like the web swinging. I'm glad they went back to PS1 era Spider-Man where you can just swing off of air. That's fun. But it feels almost like I can tell when the swing is ending and the new swing is beginning. Or it's harder for me to turn around like I would in like an Insomniac Spider-Man. So I've noticed that even trying to fight enemies.
So does this feel like you're like, you know how like they have like those like really off-brand games that are supposed to be like other games? Is this what this feels like?
I wouldn't say it's as bad as off-brand. It's like weighted clothes.
Got you.
Yeah. Like something's just pulling it back a little bit. But I like what they did with his kit. I like because it incorporates his technology, so he has like the spider drone, incorporates the web, so he has like his own special status effect. The web ball is really cool. And each hero has like an intrinsic meter, which is like their special power that you use. Like Cap has his shield, or Hulk has his rage, or Hawkeye has his arrows. But Spider-Man's is his spider sense and his ability to do takedowns. And so it's influenced, at least it feels like it's influenced by the Insomniac games. Like when you build up that meter, you get a takedown you can use.
Got you.
Spider-Man's the same way. So every punch, every kick builds up that meter. And you can use takedowns at any time. And as you upgrade him, you can use him on any type of enemy. So he becomes really useful once you get his kit going. And once you learn how to gain that meter. So he's a lot of fun. I think he makes a good like support character. He actually makes a really solid tank because he can't take any damage while he's in the middle of his takedowns, but he can always do takedowns.
So wait, so
he has his uses.
How many takedowns can you do when you like use your the ability?
So you get one takedown per bar.
Okay.
But say you spec out your maneuvers, so like when you do a takedown, you generate an orb that gains back your bar. So you take down, fill the bar halfway, do like 2 more punches, you're back up. Another takedown. And so it kind of just feeds into this loop of like collecting orbs and taking down enemies. And he's fun. I like him a lot.
So does Spider-Man come with like his own storyline? Like what does that look like? Because only one person can play Spider-Man in a group session, right?
No, they fixed that.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Okay.
anybody can play whatever character they want to now, thankfully.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
But the way that Spider-Man's story works is you kind of get this comic book-esque cutscene instead of like the 3D animation or like the 3D animation you get from a normal character in Avengers. You can tell where they had to cut corners because he's just an exclusive character.
Right.
So you kind of get like the little brief overview of what he's doing here. All of his cut scenes are more just like conversation with characters inside of the anthill or within the shield base. So the story's there. It's not really important. I think he's trying to like stop chemical weapons or something. Runs into AIM, runs into the Avengers. Boom.
Is it sort of? Is it
Pretty
sort
short
of
and
like
sweet.
his stuff is so like off to the side, sort of like when you play like the NetherRealm games, and they have all of these guest characters that like are in the game but not like in the story. Is it sort of like that?
Right.
Okay.
Yes. They were good enough to like go through and do voice lines for him interacting with other characters, so that still feels like it's built into the game properly. Like we'll have whole side conversations with like Natasha or Tony or whatever and stuff like that. But you can tell that he wasn't supposed to be there, but they've like made it stick.
I don't know. I'm looking at the gameplay now, and like I could see where it could be fun, because like I mean this game is still pretty like arcadey, but like Insomniac, like they like the bar is so high when it comes to like seeing like a video game Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a result of like Crystal Dynamics doing a bad job with Spider-Man. But again, it's just that the bar is super high.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not
That's
really. Cool. Yeah. He's had his fun points, and I'm gonna keep playing him. That's my guy. I can't not. And the skins are cool, so that was fun. But more Avengers, I suppose.
So is this something where like you have like you're going back to the game consistently now, or you like you got your fix after playing it?
I'm going back. I'm actually trying some different content by trying harder and stuff now. He's actually my highest rated character, which is funny enough because I played him the shortest amount of time. He's actually my strongest character. So I'm actually I'm looking.
That's on brand. That
there.
fits.
It is. I'm sorry, I can't help it. But I want to go back and I want to try and collect all of his different like legendary sets now, and just to see. So I'll be playing for a bit longer.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth on like I should download this game because I purchased it with my money, so I probably should download it at some point and check it. I haven't seen any of the new characters, so I imagine like I would have a lot of stuff to go through and people to explore. So it is tempting. And every time you talk about Avengers, I'm not even being genuine. Like I seriously do have a thought of like I should reinstall that and like check that out. Like check that new thing out that James is talking about. Maybe this is the one that will finally tip me over the edge.
Spider-Man finally gonna do it.
He might do it. I mean, he's like probably my favorite Marvel hero. Probably. I kind of really think about that, but probably. So yeah, I mean, it is really unfortunate that it is a console exclusive. That kind of sours me a little bit, just because it's like, damn. And a lot of the things that you said too about like how it's so sequestered into like its own thing. It's like really clear where they couldn't integrate him too closely with everything like the larger game. So that's another unfortunate mark on it. But I mean, I've already bought it, so I might as well use it.
It's not like you're paying any extra for him.
Exactly. So have they said like what's beyond this? Like the Spider-Man stuff? Like what's happening in 2022? Oh, okay. I got it.
The last thing that we got, well, I guess I should mention that they did finally drop the first raid at the same time they dropped Spider-Man. So there is the Wakanda raid is live now. I haven't tried it out, but I hear
How many people can do a raid?
4.
Oh, 4? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's a 4-man raid. It's just like combat puzzles here and there, boss fights here and there, and then just the quest for higher levels, man. That's the big draw for the raid, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But the raid itself was super late, so there's no real telling what's down the pipeline at this point. Spider-Man's late, the raids are late. They're just glad to have it out at this. So.
Yeah, I know this is probably like a big deal for the studio. They're probably breathing a sigh of relief. It's like, all right, they could quit asking us about Spider-Man.
So yeah, I actually have no idea. But I'll just be playing this until then. Take a break whenever I need it. That's how I feel this game is now. It's just kind of like I'll pop in and see what's new, get my fix for a couple of days, and then just go back to whatever else is out.
Cool. Yeah, this is like, it almost feels like this game is like your Overwatch for me. Like Overwatch was always a game that like, you know, I came back to after some time away. Like I might not play it for like a bit. Early on, I was playing it like, you know, I was getting matches every day.
Yeah, you lived on there for a while.
Yeah, I have a sick amount of hours on there. It's truly sickening. But yeah, like now it's like, okay, I'll maybe come back to this, you know, all this Activision Blizzard shit going on too. So I'm like, well, we'll see. Real happy I didn't spend any money on that shit right now.
Yeah, I was curious how you felt about that.
Oh yeah, terrible. It's fucking awful. I mean, we're hearing more and more about that. It's terrible. I mean, it truly is like the ultimate case of, and I think one day, like in a future episode, maybe because I don't think we've actually talked about like in depth everything that's been going on. Every week, it's something new. Like if we were not to do.
It's
go ahead.
To different companies too, from what I've been hearing. So.
Oh yeah, I mean everything that's happening at Activision Blizzard is certainly not like an Activision Blizzard exclusive problem. Like I'm certain every company, you know, in America, like not even gaming wise, like it'd be super naive of me to think that like it's only happening here. That's some everywhere. The scary thing is we're only hearing about it like from them in this capacity. So who knows what other dirt is out there, like, you know, lurking. So
you know what's crazy? Like I thought about this the other day that I feel like I'm not gonna say that I'm blessed, but like I've never had a job where I literally had to walk out and do a walkout like that. In my mind, me being put in that position, like it'd have to be something like I guess wild like that for me to like walk out, but like people like this is something that's like actually happening to people, and for it to get to the point where like people feel like they have to walk out to make a statement, that says a lot.
That does say a lot.
Like honestly, like if you were in that position, like would you be that person that's like, yeah, like I'm gonna walk out, I'm not gonna I'm not going to work, or I'm like standing outside the building where I know this is bad, but like at the same time, like I feel like I would hate to lose my job, and like that's where like that line of like what do you do when you're in that position? Yeah, a lot of people have to weigh those options. Women and people of color specifically have to weigh those options all the time. You know, and that's never a fun proposition. So it's really important that people have solidarity, and that's why you do like a mass walkout, like what just happened, I think today or yesterday, this week, where that happened again. Not the first time.
That's what I said. Another one?
Yeah. They did it multiple times now. And I think this one was like one of the Call of Duty studios, I want to say.
Not the Call of Duty.
So like, I guess like my
one of the 10 of them. Yeah.
My question is like when this happens, like do they still get paid? Is this something where like the company is like super underhanded? It's like, all right, you're gonna walk out on like your time, like they clock them out. Like how does that work?
I don't. I mean, I'm sure a lot of those positions are salaried. I'm sure there are contractors in there as well, but like most of them, I'm sure are getting a paycheck regardless. But at that point, it's not about the money. It's about their rights as human beings, right? Like that's what they're truly trying to say. So the fact that we're talking about it right now, we're bringing it up here, I think is at least an important piece and part of the purpose of it. So, and that's really what we can do since we're not actively at those companies. Like it's really important to keep that conversation up in whatever way possible, and protest in whatever way you feel is comfortable. I mean, there's no real right or wrong way to do it. I know a lot of people say like, well, should I not buy their games anymore? Like, does that make me a bad person? I think that's really kind of your call, your decision. There are some developers who would say, I would really appreciate that. There are other developers who say, I really want you to see this hard work that I put in, like, and I already got paid anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. So really, it's like I really couldn't tell you one way or the other what you should do with your, with your dollar. I think it's the most pertinent thing that we as consumers can do is perpetuate that conversation.
I think as long as the conversation happens and it's like it's in the news, it's trending, people are talking about it, that's what matters. And like I feel like that like public discourse is what affects like the the stakeholders and like the investors and everything, and they're the ones that like I guess pull their money back or like pull their funding away, or like there's like I think that's where it really gets affected. It doesn't like it's a what do you call it, like a building block that like once you I guess get enough steam where the company's like losing money that way, that I feel like that's when we actually see change. Because
like it's people like oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because like Bobby Kotick, he's gonna leave and still like have a shit ton of money.
Yeah. I mean, he's in a position right now to where he gets paid if he gets booted, like regardless. So he's set. Like he is the ultimate Bond villain in all this. Like he is so fucking set. And it takes really the catalyst of change. For like actual change, because it's one thing to have the conversation, it's another thing to enact the change, is have people like Jim Ryan, Phil Spencer, Nintendo put out like a quote unquote leak. It was leaked, but I'm tinfoil hat time. I think it was probably like a controlled leak, so they probably did it themselves to like basically have this internal memo go out to say, oh hey, what Activision Blizzard's doing is really fucked up. Like they're our partners, but we don't support that. And I think that scares stakeholders. So what you're talking about, or shareholders, Curtis, like that's exactly what you're saying. And then they start like, yeah, all right, well, this is a bad situation. They start pulling back, and then we start seeing actual change. Hopefully, we don't want the Ubisoft situation where, certain higher ups out there are going,
it sounds nice on paper. Yeah, we have these clubs. We have like we're doing this, that, and the third.
Right.
We're giving away lunch to employees on Fridays. Like it's a you can wear jeans on Friday. You can maybe wear a jersey.
Right. And,
like
yeah.
Oh boy.
And still all the reports saying that not shit has changed in like the 2 years since all of that happened. So yeah. Sorry, James, did not mean to dominate what you've been playing with that.
Oh,
but
no, you are good. That was perfect. We needed that. I didn't have much else anyway. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond's a thing. That's about it.
You want to talk about that then?
I think I'm gonna save that one. I'll let Chris have that one.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that probably is a Chris thing.
And I'll just jump in with my little bits here and there.
Okay. All right. I guess. Oh, go ahead, James. I gotta wait till you do the thing.
No. Oh, sorry. Moving on to our next person, Rod, my guy. What you been playing?
Oh boy, Elden Ring. The tech test came out a little while ago. Thank you, James, for that beautiful intro. Really appreciate you. And I'm almost super excited, just as excited to hear you talk about Elden Ring as I am too. I just wanted to start by saying that I was kind of skeptical because of the whole open world thing. I was like, does it really need the open worldness? Does it really need to be Breath of the Souls? Like, do we need it? And I approached it with hesitation, but had cautious optimism because I really love Miyazaki and I love what From does with these games. They haven't really missed for me so far. so far, but I was like, damn, this might be the one. This might be the one. So booting it up, title screen music's already just slapping. Like, I'm like, oh my God, Jesus, it's wonderful, beautiful. And we load in. It is that same Souls thing of like, boom, you're in an area. Here's a bunch of like little areas on the ground that kind of show you how to play or tell you what to do. And you're just, I love when it almost has that Fallout thing of where like you wake up in the vault, right? And you haven't seen the outside world yet, so you have no idea what's going on. So when you actually open those doors and you take note of what is the world actually entails, and I think Breath of the Wild did the same thing. A lot of these open world games do. It's really breathtaking when you open those doors in Elden Ring, and a really beautiful landscape. And I think that took me out at first. I was like, whoa, okay, this is pretty good. You see like a lot of ethereal elements like kind of just hanging out in the background. Like there's this giant celestial tree, I guess, just hanging around with a lot of buildings in the distance that look sort of fantasy-ish. And I killed the NPC that I saw, which was great. He was talking shit, so just went ahead and killed him. Did you try attacking him, by the way? Yeah.
Oh, I thought he might have been important, so I let him live. I was like, maybe it's just like a test.
Yeah, I definitely. Oh yeah. I talked to him first. He told me to go into a pit and die.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You?
Yeah. I took a shit. It felt pretty good. I was like, all right, definitely Souls.
I thought about that, man.
He didn't offer that many souls at the end of the day, so I was just like, you cheapskate.
Okay.
But it's really cool though, because you exit the area and you run into a boss. Like first thing, there's like a large man on horseback.
Oh yeah.
And I immediately want to fight him, and I do, and lose terribly. And it's beautiful because it does the Souls thing of teaching you that, hey, maybe don't fight this guy yet. You're not quite ready. Learn that lesson after the third death. The
There he goes again.
He's so excited about this game that it froze his browser. It froze his browser. But James, you've played a little bit of it, right?
Yeah. See, actually, I can talk about that same exact portion. When I saw the golden man on golden horse, I went the complete opposite direction. I understood where I was. Like, that guy just looks like he's too hard. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna go see what's going on over here. Ran to the beach, and this giant just comes wandering by. And I think that's like some of the cooler parts is that the enemies roam. So you don't really know what's a safe area and what's not. So I legit.
So my question is that like with like the Souls games, I feel like they're it's like it's an open arena sort of, but like it's I don't know. I feel like I think the game is sort of linear. So like, is this one like more like Breath of the Wild, where it's like, oh, here's the open area, you get to like go wherever you want to go, fight whatever you want to fight.
Exactly.
Got you.
Actually, well, I guess not in this demo, because there were certain just like walls in place where you couldn't go too far. But yeah, it seems like the main game itself is going to be just open world, go wherever you want, and the area looks huge. You already have a lot of play space in the beta, but it is just like a sliver of what else the map has to hold. So I'm excited. But yeah, like I think about going back to playing Demon's Souls, it's very much level-based game.
Mm-hmm.
So you go into an area, you know where the enemies are, you know where they're gonna spawn, and so as you play through the game, that level knowledge becomes more valuable than your combat knowledge. So I don't know how that's gonna translate in Elden Ring, especially now that enemies can just kind of walk around and do as they please, and there's no real like walls to stop them.
And like, how would you compare the I guess like just the gameplay mechanics? Like, does this feel like you're playing the same game, or does this feel like a little bit more fluid? Like, is it any different?
It is different. I would say it's a bit more fluid because it adds funny, like simple things like a jump button. And the game does feel a little bit, yeah, you can't jump in previous Souls games. And it kind of, I guess it helps you explore the areas better and just kind of express yourself in combat. So now you can do like overhead strikes and like sneak attacks, and you can crouch, which is new. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you couldn't sneak before. Very early on, they give you like a horse summon, so traversing the areas a lot quicker. It seems like they took all the open world conveniences and put them with Souls combat. So you kind of get this ebb and flow of difficulty, but still like a leisure as you ride from area to area. So it kind of gives you that chance to take a breath and take in the areas and find new secrets. So instead of just being bogged down in like the same tight corridors, fighting the same enemies in the same spot over and over.
You're somewhat making me like interested in this game now, because you know it's you know, I don't think it's a secret. I think everyone knows that like I it's not that I could care less about this genre, but I don't know. Like I can have fun, but I can't. Yeah, like I can't stick with it. Like I said, I played Demon Souls for a little bit and had fun. I had fun. And I don't know. Like I have like gamer ADHD or just regular ADHD, honestly. And it's hard. Like it's something really has to like pull me in for me to stick with it. And I don't know if it's like the combination of like it being difficult or it being punishing, and or me just not catching on quick enough. I don't know. Like my games, I like being able to like just pick up, play, enjoy it. But like I feel like this is more casual compared to that.
And I think that might be what it is. But casual does not always equate to easier.
Exactly.
And I think that's what a lot of folks are worried about. That the accessibility features are going to take away from the experience of the Souls game. But I don't think it is. That same core idea is still there. You can still run off wherever you want, just free as a bird, and you're still going to get folded if you don't know what you're doing, or you're not managing your attacks or your stamina, or you don't understand the enemies that you're fighting. Like all of that is still necessary. And if anything,
I was gonna say, like with the gameplay that's on screen right now, like there's a lot going on. But it looks fun. I feel like this game looks really polished. Did it feel polished while you were playing it?
Yeah, like this didn't feel like a beta. I can't think of any glitches I ran into. I can't think of any crashes I encountered. Yeah, everything just worked. And it looks exactly like what you're seeing on screen. Like that's beta footage, but it's so good.
Yeah,
I think that the accessibility stuff is gonna be a boon for this game, though.
And I think that's what's gonna sell it. I feel like it being, I think Rod said this earlier, but Breath of the Souls, like that in itself, put that on the back of the box. Like, I think Nintendo will sue them, but still, put it on the back of the box. If I read that and I'm like, okay, Breath of the Souls,
I'm ready to play.
Yeah. I think I might be. I'm down for that. And I'm sort of trying to stall a little bit to see. Oh, there we go. As soon as I break fourth wall, the third wall. He's back.
I'm so sorry. I went on like a whole monologue and like didn't realize about a minute. Like I was like, hey James, what do you think about Elden Ring? And your faces were all frozen. I was like, oh no. And that was after like a minute of just straight talking.
Damn.
Oh boy, I'm so sorry, guys. I have no idea what's happening. I apologize to all the listeners tonight, and in the future potentially if you can get my audio. Yeah, I don't know what's going on tonight. Okay, where were we? Elden Ring. Did you?
Well, I actually kind of answered your question, even though I didn't hear you ask it.
Oh, did you? Okay. Damn it, I'm mad I missed it.
Oh. I guess
well, I'm gonna
for a quick recap, I would say that the accessibility features like the more traditional jump controls or the ability to summon your horse from anywhere, just like those modern open world conveniences, coupled with the Elden Ring like soul style gameplay, I think it just works really well, better than most folks expected.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, me included, absolutely.
And then I was going to also say that like convenient does not equate to easy. So I think that that's something that a lot of folks are worried about, but I think Elden Ring balances as well.
I agree with you. That's a good point. I definitely agree. I think a lot of people, there's a lot of Souls diehards out there who like, they say, oh, I shouldn't have a difficulty, or like, oh, a map would make it easy and things like that. And I don't know if I ever subscribed to those ideas myself. I see where they're coming from, but I think that's ridiculous. I think at some point you're gatekeeping the series, and it's like, dude, let people enjoy the game however they want to enjoy it, right? Like I don't necessarily think that, oh, you summoned people, bro, you're not so good. Like, no, fuck it. Like if you want to, like I summon people all the time when I want to like have fun with other people. I like playing generally. I love soloing Souls games just because like I love like that oppressed like that oppression from the game. Like everything is dark and depressing and like fuck me up basically is what I'm saying. That's what I want from the games. But but when I'm playing with friends or other people, it feels really good to help people out with a boss, for instance. Like I love that. I love being helped out. Like if I'm banging my head on the wall, like, I've certainly summoned in the past, and I have no issues with doing that. So basically what I'm saying is let people play how they want to play. So yeah, I don't know how much of my in my previous speech you caught, but I ended with, I think Elden Ring is better than I expected it to be, which is awesome. I can't wait for the full release. I'm sure we're going to talk about this when it comes out. It's going to be a day one for me. Are you picking it up as well, James?
I'm pretty sure. When's it coming out again?
Late February, like that death slot where like everything seems to be avalanched on that day or that week.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's like Horizon 2 is that time, and something else major is that time too.
Well, I definitely would get Elden Ring over Horizon at this point.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you. Like, I agree with you. I'll probably get both, but I don't think if I got both, I probably wouldn't put like all the time into Horizon 2. I would probably do Elden Ring. The one thing I would say is the George R.R. Martin stuff, which is like has been used so frequently in the marketing of this game. Can't lie to you, didn't really feel it. Didn't really feel much of that. Like it feels very like a lot of the stuff here is cool, it's fine, but it's very much like bog standard Souls stuff. Like in the sense of like a maiden comes out of nowhere and powers you up, and like she's gonna give you these creepy fingers that you can use to summon people. Like it's that type of thing. Souls always has that sort of shit in the games, and so
I noticed that with Demon Souls,
yeah, it's all of that. It's all of like kind of the esoteric items that you don't quite know what they do until you like actually read the description or just use it and say fuck it. Like that is something I noticed. How far did you get, by the way, in that tech test? Did you get to the boss? The one with like 4 arms or something?
I did not get to fight the 4-arm man, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's who I fought. I killed him. I actually thought that would be the end of the test, but it wasn't. You could keep playing. But I had come like right up to time. So I think like that Sunday it ended, or Monday, something like that. I was up till like 1 something trying to get my last little ounce of it, and it ended. So, but I got enough. Like it's a game I'm gonna play. So that's Elden Ring, guys. Really looking forward to that. So I'm going to talk a little bit. Sorry, Chris, I'm going to skip over Pokemon because I feel like you should lead that discussion, if you don't mind. But I'm going to talk a little bit about Lost Judgment real quick. Not very long because like I talked about it, I think last time, for the first time, I believe I talked about it. And this game is Bully 2, but Japanese. It is Japanese Bully 2. Totally. And when you said that, Chris, I think you mentioned that for the first time, and I understood it, but I don't think I saw it until I like really got into the shit. Like a couple chapters in, I was like, holy shit, This is Bully. They talk about like actually trying to stop bullying, because that's like the conceit of the first game, or the Bully title is like you're trying to go to the school to stop bullying. Like that's your purpose for being there. And in Judgment, or Judgment 2, you're doing the same thing. And so I got it a little bit wrong last time. I think before I was saying, hey, Yagami's like undercover as a student. So he's not actually a student at the school. He is serving as an advisor, though. He's still like 40 years old almost, basically, serving as like advisor to all these high school kids. So it's still fucking hilarious because it makes no sense. But like, it's beautiful because you get to do like all sorts of cool things. So like, I'm on chapter 8 of this game, I think. I don't know how many there are. I would assume it's like most Yakuza games where they're like 13, 14, 15, something like that chapters. So about halfway through. When I look at my little PlayStation card, it says 56% through the story. So I'm like, all right, cool. And you get different. So this is basically like 2 games, like that they somehow made into one. One of the games, or one half of it, is like the standard Judgment story. Hard-boiled detective, you're solving a murder mystery. That's like the one half of it, what you would come to expect if you've played Judgment, which both of you have. So you know what you're getting there. The other half of Judgment is all of the school stuff. It's the literal school stories that they do. That school stuff is completely divorced from, well, not completely, but it is like 80% divorced from like the main storyline. So like there's an actual narrative and other case that's happening within the school that Yagami is investigating. And it feels like its own thing. Like I've been playing this game for, I probably have somewhere between 20 to 25 hours in this game. And I feel like I spent majority of that in the school stories. Like just not even following the story, like the main narrative, but just all the school stuff. I've been to the esports club. I've taken dance lessons. I go to a skateboard. I've joined a skateboard gang. Like this is all so fucking dumb, but like in the best way possible. Like it's the right amount of silly that like I fucking love this series for. And it's handling it all with like grace, which is also something I think the Yakuza series does really, really well. And so far, I don't know what else I can really say at the moment, because I'm not finished with it. And I'm sure it may come up later, possibly, in a later discussion that we have at some point at the end of this year. I don't know, who's to say? But I may have more to say at that juncture, but right now I do really enjoy the game. I do think it takes like a chapter or 2 to warm up. Probably the first couple, I would certainly say. But once you get into that, you start joining the school stuff and dig into that. This game is fucking huge. Like it's kind of crazy that they basically made 2 games in this thing. You guys haven't started, right? Or you guys haven't bought it quite yet, have you?
No,
I did buy it.
I did buy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you bought it. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Was it on that sale, that Black Friday sale?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
God damn, $30 is a steal for this thing. Like, I paid the full $60, and I bought the season pass because I want the DLC for it. And I still,
too?
yeah, but you don't really need it. It's only for stuff like. So there's going to be a single player DLC with Kaito. You're going to play as Kaito, and which I'm already sold on that. And then I think the pack comes with like an extra fighting style, and I think some like more dogs or girlfriends or skateboards, shit like that. Like it's not anything that you need, but I really like the series. I wanted to support, so and I'm already going to play the DLC guaranteed. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And I think they add some school story stuff, like a few. So I did get it partially for that as well. But no need to like get that if you just are interested in the main game. I would say for you guys specifically, I would just play the main game, see how you feel after that. If you really want more, then go for it. But I think you'll be okay with the main game. Yeah, but that's Lost Judgment. I just wanted to keep it short and sweet on my end since I've already kept us pretty long with all my disconnects and shit. So I'm going to wrap up and pass it over to Chris. What you been playing?
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. So, like I said at the beginning of the game, beginning of the show, um, I've like played games, but I've played games that I can sort of like throw in like an hour, and dang, there's like a whole other game that I completely forgot that I've been playing. So I'll talk about that next week. It was Scarlet Nexus. That's one of the games I'm like playing consistently, and I think Rod, you've played this, right?
I have played this. I played the demo. I played the demo of that.
Got you. Okay. All right. So like I didn't play the demo. I'm just jumping straight into the game. This is like
okay.
This is my like yearly allocated like super Japanese, super anime like like I'm just diving into it. It's very 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 anime, and I can't wait to talk about it. But I'm talking about.
But it's good. Like the game is good though. Like the gameplay itself is like really really good. Mm-hmm. I was surprised about that. Like it feels surprisingly satisfying, and that wasn't what I was expecting going in.
Yeah, but I think the biggest like surprise that I've like played that I feel like I'm gonna bring to that that certain discussion that we sort of have at the end of the year where sometimes feelings are hurt, and mistakes are made. So
yes, they are.
Definitely bring up Scarlet Nexus and this next game, which I think James, I think you brought this up, but the Artful Escape. Mm-hmm. The Artful Escape is on Game Pass, and this is a game that I feel like I gotta check to see who made it, because it gives me heavy vibes of what's that game that came out last year where like the two characters like go to hell and they're trying to come back.
After Party, yeah.
After Party. Is this the same people?
No, that's Night School, I think. They did Oxenfree.
Got you. Okay, and that feels similar. But this, I feel like sort of has like the same vein where it's like telling you like a really good story while like you're literally just like walking left, or walking right the whole time. But this is the game. I think James, you said this, and you said this perfectly. If you have your substance of choice that like you can get really relaxed or like just like chill with, this is the game to do it with, hands down. I think you said that. Did you say that, or was it like something that I thought of? And I was like, I think James said
something
this.
you thought of. I don't.
Okay.
I didn't mention anything about your substance of choice.
I don't. Okay. I think I may have been talking to someone else about this game.
But I understand where you're coming from, because this game is trippy at times.
It's super trippy, and so it's essentially a guy who is like he's a great. No, his uncle was like a very big like folk artist, and he's like the next person in the family that's like on like that's pretty much next. Like there's a lot of pressure of him following with the traditions of like playing folk music, and he doesn't want to play folk music. Of course, he wants to play. I guess like just like this is like I know it's rock, but it's like a specific rock.
It's like that David Bowie like space rock.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And I feel like this game sort of sucks you in because it gives you the ability to like while you're going through the level, you're like whenever you jump, whenever you're like doing any type of action, it's affecting like the music, and like you're essentially playing like a song the whole time. And the way that like the story goes is like you're like on this like not even international. This is like a galaxy wide like television show or concert that people are watching, and you're pretty much playing music the whole time. You're on tour
across the galaxy,
and it gets grander and grander, and I really enjoyed this game. Like to the point where I was like, dang, this is. I feel like every year I play a game that like I'm like not expecting whatsoever, but it just it really sucks me in. It pulls me in. I care about the characters. I care about like where the story's going, and if it's a game where like I don't finish like in 1 or 2 sittings, like if I'm like at work, I'm like, damn, I don't want to be right here. I want to be at home chilling playing this game, and this is one of those games.
I think I would agree with the story and being able to like invest in like this character and his struggle, because it's a very like human struggle. Like, where do I fit in all of this? Like, where do I fit between like what I want to do and what's expected of me? And that's kind of like where this whole story goes. But I think it's done really well.
Yeah, this is the perfect game if you're a creator, and like I feel like this type of game, this type of story, it should like resonate with you, like the pressures of like I guess doing things a certain way, and actually like staying true to yourself, like being you, doing what you truly like, where you actually feel like at peace. Because I feel like, in this day and age, everyone's trying to, emulate what's popular, emulate like what's like specifically getting people noticed, and it's hard to really like get like not like people that are like doing what they love because they love doing it. Like I see, I think a lot of people sort of want the fame now, and I don't know, like it just sort of seems like manufactured, as opposed to someone who's like genuinely into it. You can sort of see the difference. So I don't know, like this game really, I don't know, it spoke to me. Like at the end of it, I was like, yo,
yeah, I was supposed to,
I was like, at the end of this,
it sounds like
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it just sounds like it really resonated with you. Like you don't talk about games like that hit you like this very often.
The last time I talked about a game like this was I think Undertale.
Undertale, yeah.
So yeah, this is I'm trying to figure out if like I can like sort of play the music from the game, and not like get blocked. I'm not gonna play with that.
That's a good question.
Yeah. So we just like for our audio listeners, I mean even for our video listeners, like you sort of see what I'm talking about on the screen. I really wish I could play the music from this game, and I feel like going to like listen to the soundtrack isn't the same. Like this if you listen to the soundtrack, you're like, all right, I recognize like this song, but when you're actually in the game, like playing the guitar and like sort of affecting it your way, it's different. It's a different feeling. So definitely pick this up. This is something that, like I said, is on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, like just download it. If it like I said, if you're a creator, and you feel burnt out, or you feel, I don't know, you feel like you're not doing what you truly love, or like you feel like this is something like whatever you're trying to do, it's like imposter syndrome. There it is. If you have imposter syndrome, this game will do wonders for you. So played a little bit of that, and did you guys have any questions about it?
I was gonna say, like, yeah, imposter syndrome. Sign me up. This is the game for me.
Yeah,
I think you'd like it, Roddy.
I'm looking forward to checking it out. You guys recommended it to me a few days ago. I did download it, but I did not actually get a chance to play it because I ended up passing out like shortly after the download completed. Yeah. Oh, from the booster shot.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a great song. I know. The game is that good.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to diving in. We'll certainly do that before we have our discussion.
Nice. So the next game I want to talk about is, this is, I'm not going to say this is my, I want to come home from work, kick off the shoes, and like jump into this game. This could be that game, but it's also like at the same time, I feel like you could do that with this game, or you could do it with Forza Horizon 5. But Riders Republic by Ubisoft is a game that I told myself that if I could ever get it like at a really good price, or if I ever do that, you know how like Ubisoft has their it's not the stream service, but like their little like subscription where you can like download the games and play them.
The Uplay? Yeah,
Uplay. I was like really close to just getting that and like playing this and other games, but caught it on sale. Shout out to Black Friday. Shout out to Best Buy. And I was able to pick it up. But this is your, if you have an itch for like your extreme sports games. So that's your your mountain biking, your snowboarding, skiing. This game sort of takes all of that and pushes it together. Like it combines it. If you've ever played, I think it was Steep, I think they made Steep before this.
Yeah,
sort
right.
of along the lines of that, but like I said, mountain biking. They add a rocket jetpack that while you're like riding down a mountain, while you're doing different races, you could like sort of like jump up in the air, change whatever vehicle that you want, and just like keep going. This is like, for me, this is the game that I could sort of like, just like I said, get home, and they have a mode called I think Zen mode, where it's literally like just open free roam. You can do whatever you want. And damn, I really miss the EA big days of like SSS Tricky, SSS 3.
I was gonna say, like, this game sort of reminds me of an SSS 3, where it's like just one large continuous map. That's just seamless. Yeah, like that's what vibes I get from this.
Yeah, and it, of course, it'll do the, you know, because this is like a openly, like, it's a open like multiplayer game, crossplay and
Right.
everything. It's sort of doing that thing where it's like, hey, like, we know you want like cosmetics, and it sort of throws a lot of that like icky like practice of like, oh, if you want to get this, that, and the third, you can spend this extra money to get it, or you could like actually like play through the game. And I really appreciate that, like, they respect your time, as in like every event that you do, you're unlocking some sort of like extra vehicle, extra like bike, extra snowboard. You're always progressing. Like, I haven't done anything in this game where like I felt like at the end of it I didn't earn anything, or I didn't get anything. So it's, I guess that's like their way of like keeping you on the hamster wheel, but it's fun. There's like two modes while you're playing the game. You can either play it in racing mode, where your right stick is like, it's moving the camera around, and it's like it's focused on like you just getting through the race, getting down the mountain. And then there's trickster mode, where instead of being able to control the camera, your right stick actually controls like your like trick maneuverability. And at first it's I feel like it's weird, but like I find myself sort of sticking with the trickster mode, because it gives you so much freedom doing your tricks, like holding down on the right stick, and then like flicking up at the edge of a like a cliff or a ramp. Like, you'll sort of like do like a front flip, and while you're doing that, you can sort of hold left, and you'll start like spinning in that direction, and like it's fun. Like, you can really like customize like how you do your tricks. And I don't know, I feel like in games like this, I never really cared too much about the tricks. For me it was always like, do enough tricks where I could like get like a boost, or get like fill up some sort of meter, and just you know, make it down to the end of the mountain. But this one, I don't know, like, you have so much control in what you're doing, that I don't know, I prefer that mode.
This sounds like a lot better than what I initially thought. And they had one good showing, I think, at E3. I think you were saying that. That I thought, it was like, oh, okay, this looks neat, like a neat idea. But it sounds like the execution really paid off here.
Yeah.
Like, they really pulled it off well. Cool.
Yeah, it's definitely like a game that I think I sort of wish I got it digital instead, so that like anytime I want to like jump back into it, I could just jump into it. I wish I got it on Xbox because of that. You know, shout out to Quick Resume.
Oh, Cloud.
Yeah. Well, no, just that too. Damn, that too. No, this is just Quick Resume when I'm like jumping in between games. This is perfect where like I could play maybe like a couple of events and then jump straight into another game, which is sort of like what I've been doing.
Right.
I've been playing this on PlayStation, and then after I feel like I've like gotten my like feel, or like my kick out of it, I'll jump over to Xbox and I'll play Scarlet Nexus. But this is it's a fun game. I definitely if you could get it on sale again, get it. I feel like this game, it would be like the perfect either Game Pass game, or the perfect like PlayStation like Plus free game.
I bet it's coming at some point.
Yeah, I feel like they do that for this game. This game is going to do really well.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, games like this only do really well when more like, you know, people get their hands on it.
Right.
And yeah, and
Doesn't
like
this have like ridiculously large like races or something like that?
yeah, it does like it sort of does this. It gives you like the feeling of like while you're doing races, you also see like other people like riding around.
Mm-hmm.
So like it gives it like that the lived in feeling. Like you feel like you're
Oh, so
in
are
a
those
world.
like are those ghosts or those actual live players?
So in certain places, I think they're real people, but then a lot of times it's just ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah, at least so far, like all the races I've done have been like solo races, so I'm racing against ghosts. But like they do have an option where you can actually like race people. And what I appreciate, oh, I guess I appreciate this because if you end up wanting to transitioning into like doing the PvP or like actually racing people, whenever you do like the rewind feature that are in like all of these games, it actually treats it like as if you're online, where like when you do the feature, like everyone else is still racing. So you sort of have to sort of decide, all right, did I mess up bad enough where I have to rewind and let people sort of catch up to me, or am I just gonna like take the bail and then like mash circles so I could get back up?
It's like a risk reward kind of.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I mean, yeah, because the race is continuously going. Like there's no stopping. There's no pause button. I can't pause it, mom.
That's fair.
I can't pause the game, mom.
God, dude, those days used to be the worst. So what do you mean you can't pause the game? Look, it's different.
It's different. You don't
No.
understand.
Don't
But yeah,
understand.
it's a fun game. This is something like I definitely enjoyed picking up. So there's that game, and then of course the game that everyone passed to me because I guess I'm
You really
I'm
did.
the resident Pokemon master. Is that what it is? Is that what?
Sure.
Is
Yeah,
that,
sure.
is that what
Sure,
we're giving?
yeah.
We're that doesn't sound.
Yeah.
We know
I was saying it doesn't sound reassuring, guys.
everybody had their thing. I had Avengers because Spider-Man. Brady had Elden Ring because it's Brady. So you get Pokemon.
Well, all right. So, I guess so. I feel like we all played it, but
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I might have put the most time in it, probably.
I think you have.
Probably.
Have any of you
If
guys?
I had to take a wild guess,
Damn
I
it.
would feel I'd put money on that fact.
Damn.
Yeah.
Have any
How
of
many
y'all?
badges do you have?
I'm the Pokemon champion. What do you mean?
There you go.
See, exactly. Exactly.
Coming up, everybody. New champ right here.
Damn. All right. So yeah, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and was it Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl?
Shining Pearl.
So
Yeah.
this is what's this Gen 4 remake that people they've been asking for years. It's been teased. It's been like I don't know. I feel like they at one point forgot about it, but then eventually like released. I think they first showed it off like a year ago, right? I think it was somewhat of a.
I think that's right.
Yeah. It's Pokemon. This is I think this is one of those remakes that they do to almost to a fault, a really good job of like pretty much the essence of the main game is here, and they really didn't take too much liberty of really changing too much. So when it comes down to the story, there really isn't like no major changes. They, to me, sort of made the mistake of, which not even a mistake. I think I know what they're doing. Essentially, like I was expecting of getting what you would have gotten out of Platinum, because Pokemon Platinum was like, of course, like it was the third game to come out. It was like the super edition of the generation, and why not have that be the basis of this remake? I don't know, but
I don't know.
Wait, is this Platinum? What's the deal with Platinum? Does it have like all the Pokemon in it?
so
I know that's more of them.
it has more of them. So they gave you more Pokemon, and
Okay.
the story sort of like combined both. Like it I think with like the third iteration of like Pokemon games, like whatever the third version is normally like all right, this is what we really should have done from jump, and is always like a better version. So I'm not sure if if they're doing this because they're gonna release DLC where you're gonna do like the Pokemon Platinum stuff, but I don't know what to say. This is what, if you play Pokemon games, you sort of know what you're getting into. You're getting a lot of like quality of life changes. So HMs aren't a thing anymore. They pretty much took it where you could still like learn the moves and everything, but you essentially don't have to give them to your Pokemon. They give you an item in the game where you could summon a Pokemon to do what you need. So if you need a Surf, you'll essentially they know that people
They took the joke.
They took the joke, and Bidoof does a lot. Like he does cut. He'll do your Rock Smash. The evolve form.
That's actually funny.
The evolve form
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
that's
evolve,
fucking hilarious.
He's the Surfmon and everything.
He's the Surf because he like of all the generations, he's like the one Pokemon that could learn a majority of the HMs.
That's fun. Wait, so like in the OG games, like for whatever reason, even though it didn't really make much sense, I guess like he could just do that stuff.
And it's more or less like most people reserved a spot for him so that they didn't have to use those moves on their other Pokemon.
Oh,
so
okay.
essentially giving them, there's a term HM slaves, which is which is funny in itself that they sort of like reintroduced that as a joke, like a running joke in this. So
yeah, I thought that was actually a really cool quality of life edition of just like even if you don't have the Pokemon in your party, a random one will still appear out of nowhere and do the thing.
And like changes like this is what makes it really hard for me to go back to like the original games and sort of replay them.
Right.
I did that recently with Soul Silver, and it's, I don't know, like not having that experience share and not having it where like I don't have to grind before every gym. It's hard to go back to the old games. Because of that, and
people hate that system, and I don't understand it. I don't get.
So I think it's like the purists, the people that are like, "Oh, it makes the game too easy."
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Fuck
but
that.
it's not even like it makes it too easy. It's more or less like the game respects your time. I don't have the time to like sit there and just like fight random Pokemon that aren't giving me any experience. So. Kudos to that. I always think from here on out, like that should always be a thing. Now the option to turn it on and off, I think that's the biggest thing
that
that
should
people,
be in the game.
That's what people are really like, up in arms against, is that it's not an option. So give the people what they want, Game Freak.
I wonder if the reason why they won't, like from a development standpoint, I wonder if they don't do it because they're scaling the difficulty for XP share, and they'd essentially have to bake in two different ones. I mean, I'm just thinking like from a design standpoint, like why you wouldn't provide that option. Because I agree with you, they should provide, like for the consumer, an option is great. Like definitely offer that. But yeah,
and then
because I mean that's what they've done.
Yeah.
In the original games.
Yeah.
Right.
But like I think to this point though of like people saying it's too easy, I appreciate that this is the game where once you make it to the Elite Four and you make it to like the post game where like all the gym leaders have new teams, like you can rematch against the gym leaders and the Elite Four again, and they all have new movesets, new items. The Elite Four from Jump have like perfect stats. They have perfect stats. They have abilities that make sense for their movesets. And like certain Pokemon have hidden abilities. A lot of Pokemon have like not weird items, but like items that like if you have like a competitive team, like it makes sense. So once you make it to that point in the game, I also feel like there's a huge jump in level. So eventually, once you get to the end of the game, you're gonna appreciate that all of your Pokemon are the same level. All your Pokemon are high level. Because Cynthia, I think to me Cynthia is like the hardest trainer in like all the Pokemon games, like hands down.
Really?
Her Milotic and her Garchomp. I hate it. Like I hate people that like love doing the like Nuzlocks like that. Like that's like a Nuzlocke ender right there.
What number is she of the Elite Four?
She's the champion. So
she's the champ.
Yeah. Oh, that's the champion.
Yeah,
okay. Okay. Yeah, all I hear about the Elite Four is that Cynthia is the worst, like the hardest to get past.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready, but I don't know. I'll get there eventually, I
Just,
suppose.
so
I
essentially,
don't think
just
it's that bad.
it's not that bad. You just make sure that you have like a team that, because like Cynthia's team, since she's champion, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna use all fire Pokemon. Like she has like different types of Pokemon, so she has coverage. So essentially, you have to also have coverage to counter her coverage. So
She's the most difficult because she's smart.
yeah,
Basically.
she has like a legit
Gotcha.
team.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even think that it's about like I like that they'll give you the ability to like rematch the champion and they wait for whatever after you beat the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for a lot of people that claim the game's too easy, it's about that journey becoming the best. And it's almost like it feels like at certain points the game just kind of hands it to you. Like I shouldn't be walking around here with level 43 Pokemon fighting Silcoon. Like why am I still fighting Silcoon and Wurmple?
Yeah.
This is 43. Like that's the sort of thing I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And people say like the game's too easy. I don't know. Like respect my time, but also respect my intelligence.
Yeah. And
Like, the system isn't that difficult to comprehend.
and like most Pokemon games, like you'll hit that point in the game where like that's what you're really doing. Like you're at this point, like your starters, like at their final evolution, you have like most of your team set, and like you're fighting like whatever the game's evil team, and like they're all using the same like scrub Pokemon.
Why are there so many Wurmple in Team Galactic?
I don't get it. I still don't get it.
No.
But something that, like I said, like this game really it respects your time to the point where I have like a vague, like not vague memory, but I remember like playing like the original Diamond, and like at some point in the game it's not clear where to go.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of gives you like that Breath of the Wild situation where you could sort of go where you want, but there's like still like specifically a place where you're supposed to go, if that makes sense. And this game sort of fixes that by whenever you pause the game, it has like this little text bubble saying, hey, this is what's going on, we should head this way. So I don't know, for people who are saying this makes it too easy, whatever, I'm just glad that it gives me like a clear direction of where to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of backtracking in that game.
But
Yeah.
what about you guys? What are your like impressions of like what you played so far?
Do you want to start, James?
No, go for it, Roddy.
This game's fine. I think I agree with your assessment, Chris. Like, it's fine. I think I had my expectations a little out of whack because I heard that, like, I am probably the lowest of the plebeians when it comes to Pokemon. I am a very, very casual person. I don't like breed them and I don't even know what EV training is, but I don't do it. I'm the type of person that like plays through the games and like I'm gonna try to get as many as possible. Like I'm gonna always try to catch the Pokemon, but like other than that, I play through the story. I do whatever post game is there, if there even is one, and then I'll probably put it down for a while or forever. And I'm okay with that. I get my like 20-30 hours and I'm fine with it. That's just me coming into it. So I heard everybody going, oh, Sinnoh is fucking crazy. It's awesome. Like, it's the best gen. Yo, I can't wait. It's crazy. My dreams have come true. And like I play it and I'm like really excited. I'm like, oh man, this is going to be great. Like I can't wait to experience the best Pokemon gen. And I play it and I'm like, whoa, this is definitely a Pokemon game. All right, cool. Team Galactic seems like a bunch of dumbasses too. Awesome. Like, it's. I think Team Galactic is super uninteresting. I think this main story, quote unquote, like usually there's some sort of like threat, and I think pretty early. I'm like 3 or 4 badges in, so like, I mean, it feels halfway, but maybe that's still early. I don't know. And so the Galactic stuff is kind of lame. A lot of the towns look the same to me and not really much different than anything I've seen before in like Blue and Gold, like Johto and Kanto. I'm sure some Pokemon person is like probably cursing my name right now, but like for me, like it seems like the Cerulean City is in there, like the big shopping place, like the 5-6 story mart is there. The Pokemon graveyard is there. Like the park is there. Like all of that stuff has already I've seen all that already, and maybe I played Let's Go like a few years ago, so it's all like fresh in my head. But I don't even like. I'll be honest with you guys. Like I don't even like a lot of the Pokemon in this, like the newer ones.
Is it like the designs?
Yeah, it's just something about the design. But I also recognize that like I'm a fucking weirdo. Like when it comes to that stuff. Like I like blue, I like gold. Like those are the ones like I grew up with them, so like I have that nostalgia for them and I'm always going to gravitate towards them. I did come into this gen with an open mind. I was like I'm ready to be wowed. Wow me. And I see Bidoof and like I see like that bird thing. I don't even know what it's called, the bird one. Thank you. Yeah, Starly. I mean, the Pokemon, it's not ugly. He's all right. I like Pidgey. Like, but that's me, that's 5-year-old me, talking.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Go to a Staraptor, Roddy. Trust me. You won't regret it.
Staraptor. Which one is that? Is that the third one?
That's the third one.
I think I might have the third one. I have to look. The first one evolved into whatever the second one is. So I think I'm on the way. So I think that's just where I'm at right now, is that I'm looking at it and it's just like, this is okay, I guess, but I do not see why everybody like lost their collective minds about this. Like I feel like I'm playing a different game than those people. The music is good though. I will say that. The music is fucking great. Like I will say that. Good. Sorry, James, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you wanna know why you thought you were gonna get something else? Because all those people were thinking about platinum. Mm-hmm. And Brilliant Diamond and Shining and Pearl are not platinum.
Okay.
And I think to go back on the history of this, like platinum solved a lot of Diamond and Pearl's issues, like the limited pool of Pokemon, for one. So a lot of times teams kind of feel the same because there's not a lot of options here.
Everyone plays with the same team, like.
Because like you don't want to go through. Well, I personally like going through new regions with old Pokemon, and there aren't a lot of new ones, at least initially, to like look at. So everyone's team feels kind of the same. Like if you played Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and you're listening right now, I'm gonna guess your team was your starter, a Gastrodon, a Shinx, a Staraptor, a let me see, Gastrodon, Shinx,
Lucario.
Staraptor, starter, Lucario. And then maybe like a Roserade.
Yep. That's
like,
literally my team.
Right. And it's just because there's so few options.
Yeah, like I specifically like went out of the way because like I think I chose the water starter this time. I normally go fire, but like this is one of the like games like you said where it's just like type wise there are literally like almost no fire Pokemon in this game. So I was like, you know what? Let me choose a water starter and like choose one of the other fire, like the one other fire Pokemon that you could get. Which in this game they actually added like a couple more depending on the version that you're on. But I had Houndoom for like a good part of the game, which was cool because I've never gone through a game with Houndoom. The only thing that sort of like sucked about having a Houndoom so early was that sometimes when you get Pokemon that I guess either evolve too early or like I don't know, like you should try to get it at like a lower level. Like my Houndoom didn't have any fire moves, so I essentially had a fire Pokemon who didn't have any fire moves. So it was like there was no point of using him for like a good minute. And so like I actually got.
Was he one of the ones?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. Was he like one of the ones that don't learn any moves after they evolve?
No, he learns moves.
Some mons are like that.
He learns moves, but not any fire moves until like later on.
Oh, that's trash.
Yeah. So I did that, and I don't know. Like you said, like it's a lot of like, if you've played this before, it feels very comfortable. This is a comfort game. You know how people like rewatch The Office a million times because they know what they're getting themselves into? That's what this is. That's why people like collectively lost their mind because they're like, okay, like for a lot of people, this was like that Pokemon game where, I don't know, they just have like fond memories. I was never one of those. I was more of like a fan of like Black and White, the 3DS games, of course, like, you know, the originals. But like this is the one generation where I really didn't care too much about. So I feel like I got more enjoyment playing the Let's Go remake than I did this one.
I think that's another issue that this remake has.
Yeah.
Like the Let's Go remake is a better remake. Oris was a better remake, and I don't even like Ruby and Sapphire like that. But like it took the Emerald story and added new little twists to it, and then upgraded things like you had like the Mega Latios and Latios and stuff like that. It felt like it almost felt like the FF7 remake, but Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this game it did not do that.
Yeah, like this would be the top-down FF7 remake where there's nothing different. It's just like better looking top-down models, same kind of thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like when people ask, should I play that? It's honestly to me, it's if you really have an itch for this generation and you're the type of person that like you're gonna buy the Pokemon games regardless. So you already have the game, honestly, at this point. Or if you're thinking about getting it eventually, this is that game where like it's gonna hold me over until Pokemon Legends comes out, because that is gonna be more of like a different take of the Pokemon games. So I'm more excited for that, which is coming early next year. But I have like a huge like hunch that is gonna get pushed back. I just feel it. I feel like that game's gonna get pushed back. We probably won't see it until the end of 2022, sort of like this one. But I don't know.
You think so?
What else does Nintendo have coming out next year? Like for like the holiday season? Like maybe I don't even want to say Breath of the Wild. I see Breath of the Wild coming out maybe like another year from now. So
wait, like in 2023?
Maybe early 2023.
Wow.
Unless Nintendo.
Well, we don't know.
I was gonna say unless Nintendo like they like I guess at the Game Awards they're like, all right, it's coming 2022. I'm not holding my breath for it.
Well, I mean, we got like 3 big Nintendo games next year: Splatoon 3, Kirby, and Breath of the Wild 2. So, like, I would say out of all those 3, you're probably going to see Breath of the Wild 2, like, next year.
Yeah, if anything, I expect Kirby to be the one to get delayed.
Right,
I see that too. Yeah, but, Pokemon-wise, like, I think I've gotten, like, with me completing the game and sort of, like, jumping into the post-game, there's, like, a couple of things I could do. I could get some old legendary Pokemon. Like, that's always something to do at the end of these games, but it's not enough for me to be like, all right, let me, like, build up a team or anything like that. But I guess that's also due to the fact that this is a remake, and they sort of removed all of, like, the extra stuff that they put in Platinum. Like, all of the post-game stuff. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, it's cool. Should you play that? Maybe.
Solid maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
But, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. Like I said, there's a couple of other games that I will, like, talk about next week that I'm excited about. But, yeah, we're going to jump into some news to catch you guys up on what's going on in the industry. First up, let's talk about like this wild, like it was rumored, not even rumored, but I think like at one point Snoop Dogg said that he was like working on Grand Theft Auto stuff. So we finally got the announcement that we're getting Grand Theft Auto Online Story DLC. So it's single player content, but in Grand Theft Auto Online. I think that's the gist of it, right?
I'm still not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Like, I think this is still
story DLC.
So story DLC, like they're saying, this is me just reading into that, but like I'm thinking they're trying to market it like, hey, this is the continuation of the single player campaign, but still online. Like when they show this in like the marketing, it still has the GTAO like moniker. Mm-hmm. So that makes me think, honestly, the real cynic or realist in me would say, hey, Dr. Dre and Chop and Lamar and Franklin, That's cool, but they're probably just gonna give you missions. Like that's what GTAO is like when all those people come back as mission handlers. So I have a feeling they're like you're not playing as Franklin, you're playing as like your person, your GTAO person, and Franklin's gonna say, "Hey, we gotta go fuck up some people at Grove Street," and you go, "All right, cool." And then he says, "Yo, I got like 3 of my homies," and then you leave with 3 of his homies. Like, you're probably not gonna roll with Franklin. Maybe you do, but like I highly doubt it. That's just not how that mode has operated up to this point. Like I'd be a lot more excited for this if I knew it wasn't that, and I have a feeling it is.
How weird is it seeing Dr. Dre in Grand Theft Auto?
Honestly, I think he fits.
Yeah, I was about to say not that weird to be honest. Like I mean, it's Los Santos, so like the equivalent of California. It makes sense. Are they supposed to have like new music in this from him?
So yes, like
something?
new exclusive
Anderson
music.
Hawkins,
I think they're adding like a new radio station where like they're updating the music in the game. So like that's I don't think they've done that before.
Yeah, it was fucking hysterical to find out like the reason this is all happening is because Dr. Dre lost his phone, literally. That's the catalyst for the the story.
Wait, hold on, explain this.
Yeah,
I missed that.
So Dr. Dre loses his phone and it falls into quote unquote the wrong hands. And so he hires Franklin, who years after the conclusion of GTA 5's story has started like a celebrity protection ring or something like that. That sounds vaguely legal. And he basically has to try to recover the phone. Essentially, that's the story.
Wow, okay.
I'm not joking about that, by the way.
I mean, I like how they were smart enough to use like the fact that this game is how many years old now, and actually
oh
use
my
that
god,
in the story.
Yeah.
Well, that's
shit, dude. How old is it?
This game
is a PlayStation 3 game.
2012. Then did this game come out in 2012?
Okay, so 9 years old.
Yeah, I think 2012.
It's basically Skyrim.
I have to know.
Initial launch.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I'm surprised that it's like Dr. Dre being Dr. Dre, not him like being like I couldn't come up with something.
Somebody else, like a voice or something.
Else. Yeah, exactly.
But it's just they couldn't use him for the music.
Well, yeah.
Boom.
But that's
give us a pair of beats.
Yeah, that's that's something that we're gonna see a week from now, December 15th.
Yeah, it's significant because it's the first actual like direct continuation that we've had in the story in 8 years. The game came out in 2013, so 8 years has passed, and we are getting like DLC for this. There was rumor that they were working on something too. I think last year or something like that. I just wish that they would just fucking release single player DLC, man. But they just make too much money. So
no, right?
Yeah. So
yeah,
that we have that going on. So I guess people that still play this. I mean, Grand Theft Auto Online is huge. Like they're still making a ton of money off this game.
Yeah.
For me, it just takes up too much of my hard drive. That's why I stopped playing.
Sure.
I'll probably jump into this once the next gen version comes to consoles.
Same. Yeah, I think that's another reason why I haven't like re-downloaded it. So there's that going on. PlayStation is in the news for a couple of reasons, but today we're gonna talk about the PlayStation service is developing with their competition of Game Pass. They're finally jumping on board after I guess what feels like how many years of Game Pass has been out? Maybe like 2 years.
I think so.
Yeah. 2-3 years, something like that.
They're finally getting with the memo that Game Pass is the greatest value in gaming right now. So it was inevitable that this was going to happen, and it's inevitable that it was going to happen. But based on what people are talking about, I don't know if it's going to live up to it. What do you guys think?
Absolutely not. No, I don't think that this is like even a competitor directly anyway. To me, this seems like a stealth rebrand of PS Now more than anything.
That's what it feels like.
I don't see this as. Yeah, no, unless they're offering first party support, there's no first party and significant third party support, which to my knowledge, they're not. There's no third party support involved with this as of right now. So there's no way this could be a Game Pass competitor, or at least not in the way that they're intending it to be. I'm sure people would purchase it, you know, but I the longevity, the value of a Game Pass, I don't think is there right now.
Yeah, and like unless they're giving us like first party games day one, I feel like at this point my PlayStation, I'm mostly using it for exclusives. So I would have like already have bought those games, or like the games that they're gonna offer being first party, I probably already have. So I guess this is more so for people that already just have like PlayStation products, and you know they're not on Xbox. Like for them, I guess this is like this is their moment.
Basically.
Oh, go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was agreeing. That's basically it.
This feels like an in-between of Game Pass and the Nintendo service, because Game Pass, because it's kind of representing legacy for PlayStation, and then the Nintendo stuff because it's offering, they're talking about like exclusively online downloadable tier. So not things like, unlike Game Pass where you'd actually download these titles, they're on your hard drive. I think you can play them offline, correct?
He's about Game Pass games.
Game Pass games, yeah.
No, I've ran into issues where like if my internet wasn't working, it wasn't gonna let me play it.
Oh, you can't play it. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay.
That's sad.
Okay, well then that is definitely a strike, not only against Game Pass, because I didn't know that, but but more, I was gonna liken that to Nintendo, where like with Nintendo you cannot actually download those titles, like those legacy titles. You have to, those are streaming, I'm almost certain, right, James? Because you bought that tier, didn't you?
Which one? The
Nintendo, yeah, the N64.
Actually, no, I haven't.
Oh, I thought you did. Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, to my knowledge, to my understanding, I believe that those titles on the legacy consoles are streaming only, which again makes me think of like this service and what they're saying. Spartacus, I think they're calling it.
Yes.
So the rumor at the moment is that the first tier would include PS Plus, like as we know it right now. Second tier would be a bigger catalog of PS4, PS5 games that you could presumably stream, and then the third tier would be like demos, streaming, game streaming, and then the classic library, PS1, 2, 3, and I think they said PSP. I don't know about Vita, but PSP for sure.
Ooh, Vita would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, to be able to play like Persona 4 Golden, I guess. Well, it's on PC though, right? So maybe never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that tier structure reminds me of what Nintendo was doing. So yeah, I guess this is a wait and see. Like we got to see what the pricing is like what are the titles that they're offering. I just don't see this like without that third party and like day one first party support. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think eventually they'll see that, and for them to like really compete, they're gonna have to add more towards it.
Bring the heat. Yeah. And being able to download the games would be nice too. Instead of having to stream them, because these games are huge.
Yeah, that would be great to be able to not have to stream them. Yeah, you save on your data cap if you have one, and you don't run into any issues where your internet starts lagging and now your game's all fucked up. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what we're gonna wrap it up with this week. If you've made it this far, thank you. We appreciate you. If you're watching us on YouTube, hey, how you doing?
Hey, YouTube.
Watching live, appreciate you being here. Shout out to Midnight Comics. We're talking in the live chat. We're gonna I love doing live shows. I've missed doing live shows, and hopefully this is something that, not even hopefully, wait until next week, y'all. Wait until like next time we do an episode, It's gonna you can see it increase. You're gonna see some new stuff. But let's go ahead and wrap this up. James, what you got for the people?
Man, once again, thank y'all so much for tuning in, hanging out with us for a little while, talking about video games. If you liked what you heard, feel free to let us know with likes and comments in the videos on your podcast app choice. Share this with your friends, share it with your family, your enemies, your frenemies, whoever. Get the word out. Should I Play That is back, baby? And that's all I got.
All right. And if you like what you heard, go ahead and hit us up on all of our music things. Spotify, Apple Music, podcasts, not music, podcasts, Apple Podcasts, folks. Comment, leave us a like. Everything helps with our visibility. We really appreciate you. See you next time.
And if you haven't been doing this already, please vote for me, Last Gamer Standing. Follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram. I do post about it. I'm about to do even more posting, or at least more content wrapped around this, because it's almost finals time. Shout out to everyone that's been voting, getting me this far. I like down deep. I really like. I'm grateful for you guys voting every day too, and sharing every time I put something on social media. So that's love, y'all. That's love. So yeah, let's keep that going. Let's jump into these finals. I'm excited to see like how I stack up against other finalists.
You better hit the whole conference, Chris. I'm calling it now. It's over.
I hope so. But with that, we're out for another episode, y'all. Stay beastly, play some video games, wear your mask, and have some fun. Peace.